Moses Choir. This event will be aired live on Citizen TV from 10:30 a.m.
Mbona ulifinya hiki?
0709767000. Asante sana ndugu Bernard. Asante, chukua chetu kwa
Nini unakolo meno? Kwani unafaa kungolewa hiyo meno? Ile sasa umeshinda tu itakuwa na shimo. Wacha kukolo hiyo meno. Mtindo unegoteka dentist.
Get the new iPhone for $8,999.
La kema ye na ken kiguri. Ko chimo dusiko mokomo. Ses bende mare tia ti. Okay. Ntie gimoro kae kage. Okay, ka Derek sate usiku ko chiemo to sama wewe chiemo modhi. Wachana na toothpick kama una shida.
In June 2023, it was focusing on the corruption prevalence in the country for the year 2022. And part of that looked at the bribery during the general election of the year 2022. So let's take a look at the feedback based on what they were able to report. And they returned that 33.5% of respondents received a bribe in that election, while 66.5% did not receive. Now, 33% may appear like a small figure, but this is more than a third of the respondents, meaning if you get to extrapolate it, your voter population tends to million. So 33.5% would be more than 7.3 million voters. So if 7.3 million voters, if you could use that as a representative sample, then it would mean they all received a bribe. So how much was the bribe, and is it significant? They say that, of course, this is the detailed analysis that has been posted by the EACC. It's 66.5% not receiving a bribe, while 33.5% admitted receiving it. So 71% of those received between 30 shillings and 1,000 shillings during the campaign. Then 23% received between 1,000 shillings and 5,000 shillings, while 3% received more than 5,000, which is 6,000 shillings, up to 10,000 shillings in bribe. But there are those that were lucky to receive more than 700,000. And the detailed view based on a bar chart that is background, you'll find that that is how it goes between 30,000 to 30 shillings, 1,000, 1.3%. If you look at the figure between 12,000 and 20,000, it is 1.16%, or 30,000 to 70,000 is 0.97%. And then 150,000 to 600,000 shillings was 0.15%. So these are people that received these resources with a view to influencing them on how they are going to vote in the 2022 election. So, like I said, 7.37% would be the number of voters that may have received a bribe. So, did it affect them? We'll be seeing that they said that 82.3% did not, despite taking the bribe, they were not influenced on how they were voting, or rather, their voting decision was not affected. While 17.7% say that actually the bribe affected their decision. So if you have to step back and say that 7.37 million voters may have been influenced through a bribe, or they received a bribe, 17.7% would be more than 1 million voters, which is equivalent, or a number that is high enough, significant enough to be in a position to influence the outcome of an election. Of course, they did not single out whether it is the presidential election or it was the other elections in the different parts of the country. Now, this is coming at a time that Transparency International gave a report that shows the ranking of countries in terms of how countries are dealing with corruption. And the country Kenya is ranking at 126th position out of 180. And the score which is more important, Kenya scored 31 out of 100. Bearing in mind that if you have to score 100, it means you're very clean. If you have to score 0, it means that you're highly corrupt. So for Kenya to post 31, then it means that you're closer to highly corrupt, a country which is actually lower than the sub-Saharan Africa average. Then the cleanest countries are highlighted here. For instance, Denmark topped the most clean countries at 90 out of 100 is a score. Finland, a score of 87 out of 100. New Zealand posted 85 out of 100 in terms of score. That is Transparency International in a report they released in the year 2024. The cleanest African countries, or countries that would appear to be leading the pack in terms of dealing with corruption, Botswana has the score of 59. It is ranking position 39 globally. Rwanda, who is just our neighbor here, is having a score of 53 and ranking 49 globally. Remember, Kenya is ranking 126 with a score of 31. Mauritius is a score of 51, ranking 55, while Namibia is a score of 49 and ranking number 39 out of 180. How about the East African region? The Corruption Perception Index would show that Tanzania is leading the pack, a score of 40 at a rank number 87. Ethiopia, score of 37, a rank of 98. Kenya here again, a score of 31, a rank of 126. And Uganda is 26 score and rank is 141. Of course, other countries like South Sudan would actually post the worst results when it comes to the assessment of that Corruption Perception Index, and that is a data point for this week. To another story now, President William Ruto landed in Guinea-Bissau on Thursday for a 3-day state visit in the West African country. The head of state is expected to hold bilateral talks with Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Sissoco Embalo to enhance trade relations and strengthen private sector participation in agriculture, manufacturing, and technology transfer. President Ruto's visit to Guinea-Bissau comes a day after he was awarded the highest honor in Ghana, that is the Companion of the Order of the Star of the Volta, for setting an example of a new generation of African leaders. Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro announced on his social media that the visit will focus on strengthening diplomatic and socio-economic relations. President William Ruto landed. Let's go to another story now, which is about all right, Vincent Chebuka from Mombasa County is the latest millionaire, courtesy of Shabiki Aviator. Chebuka bagged a cool 1.4 million shillings after playing with a stake of 100 shillings, which multiplied to his big win on Aviator, a game that is gaining traction on the leading betting platform, Shabiki.com. Steve Shitela has more.
Vincent Chembuha, his wife, and their daughter were guests at Radio Citizen, the leading FM station in the country, courtesy of his win on Shabiki.com. This magnificent win giving him a rare opportunity to share a platform with Wax Tiki-Taka presenter QT.
Oh, latest millionaire in town, 1.4.
His family that had traveled over 400 miles from Mombasa could not hide their joy as he was presented with a check of 1.4 million Kenya shillings.
Ilipofika 1 million, nikaendelea ikafika 1.2. Ilipofika 1.2 nikasema sasa hii nifanyaje, nitoe ama nifanye? Nikasema wacha tu niendelee tu kucheza. Nione itafika hapo, ndio nikaendelea, ndio ikafika 1.4.
My husband, mimi ambia uchukue simu nimewin, alafu background kasikia my daughter scream, mama daddy amewin. Nikaambia napenda sana.
Chembuha says he has laid down a proper plan on how he will utilize his windfall that came on an Easter weekend, terming it a blessing.
Kuna mali nilikuwa nimeshikika na school fees hivi, alafu na mjengo wangu kidogo ambao nimeanza. Unajua mambo ya retirement ya ile kisai. Waweza shtuliwa kesho naambiwa ni 55.
Chembuha's wife, Faustine Omalwa, says there is need for couples to support each other terming the win a family win.
Sasa huenda ile 100 yake yenye alikuwa ametenga pale ningeichukua kwa maziwa, huenda hatungepata hii.
Shabiki Aviator is making millionaires in seconds out there. Vincent Chembuha from Mombasa County tried once, twice, thrice, and on a fourth attempt, he is 1.4 million shillings richer. Chembuha, who boasts to be an ardent fan of Wiki.com products, shares his skills on the Aviator.
Kusha register, alafu unakuja unadeposit pesa zako zile ambazo unataka ucheze, kama ni 100. Sasa nikachoose zile mchezo ambao nilikuwa naupenda sana, Aviator. Una cash out. Ukicash out hiyo pesa yako inaingia kwa account. Sasa unaendelea hivyo hivyo mpaka vile kile kiwango kile ambacho utakuwa nacho.
Aviator on Shabiki.com has gained momentum, attracting gamers in their numbers. Several winners have already been awarded, including Joseph Mwanza from Machakos, who won 1 million Kenya shillings, and John To from Olkarin, Narok County, who also pocketed 1 million Kenya shillings. There are many products on Shabiki.com that will entertain and make you a millionaire. Steve Shitera, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
And Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja rules that were exploited to embezzle county revenue. The governor further added that water rationing in the city is said to be a thing of the past, and the county has secured funding to develop the Northern Collector Tunnel project that will address